Right, I'm trying out a new system. It looks a little laggy so far, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's just a record, I'm not actually uploading anything. I'm just going to explain a point of view from my perspective on this game. We knew that they had no destroyers, so we decided to go a heavy B, and it was just me and Novo on C. And I think this was probably one of our few just absolute blowout games last night. Last night was a little challenging.
Enemy force detected.
Well, so far we have a fully committed libtard. Libtard at going towards C. Masa's already down in the anchor position. So my thought process is here, don't fully commit out yet. We're not running away. We're going to keep going to the side where I can possibly get shots if they're spotted. We'll see how quickly they react the other way, and that'll determine whether or not I kite out back up and into the mid, or I go up and into C, or stay here and play the kite game as carefully as I can.
The ship is on fire.
The pre-turn here is not because I'm trying to avoid damage or anything. This turn is because I'm looking at what's going on. And again, I'm either going to decide to go back towards the mid so that I can protect B and support A push, or go back up. So these turns, there's a reason behind what I'm doing. There's never not a reason, generally speaking. Sometimes, yeah, I'm pushed off because I just have to evade damage.
Enemy cruiser detected.
So Puerto Rico, I would say this was a big mistake here. Just pushing through. They already had an idea of what was going on. They should have had somebody go back to the other side.
Spotter returning to ship.
So I've essentially decided at this point that I'm going to use the island in front of me here to mitigate damage from the Novo and their battleship, and I'm just going to try and punch Puerto Rico, Masa, and try to keep as much intention of these ships as possible. I mean, that's more than half their team facing south towards two of us. So that should be providing a huge advantage. They don't really have time to cross shoot right now.
Destroyed enemy cruiser.
I'm actually going to ignore their push, but then I saw the Nova coming out. I didn't expect him to do that. I was also going to ignore the Libertad, but I felt like he was just more important. I do want you to kind of pay attention here because this will actually help some of you guys as cruisers. I realized that I had turned with him for too long. Basically, what you can end up doing in a situation like this is if you kite out with a wide degree away, but you can keep all your guns on him, and he fires at you, he's probably just going to bounce and ricochet. But if he keeps turning, I can just Citadel him all day long, unless I get robbed, which is possible, or I just fuck up and aim too high. So you'll see me correct here for that. Sailing straight away from him instead of turning. Got pretty mad at myself there. That was almost a fuck up.
The ship is on fire. Our team has taken the lead.
The only casualty ended up being the Novo. Absolutely worthy sacrifice. Did everything he possibly could have there. The intent wasn't really to watch or critique the other side. Tama just went straight up the mid, Conde pushed, Smolin pushed. And with them pushing, they had a little bit more time. Me and Novo didn't get smashed, so that helped. But just consider that every movement has a purpose. And that's super, super important. If you're having a movement without purpose, then you're probably doing it wrong. You really need to think about what and why you're doing something. What are you doing it for, and why does it need to be done? I think I've criticized this pretty heavily since yesterday, but we had Diamond and a Smalland, and he went up on an island and he pre-radared before he came out, and he started to stop. And there was a cruiser directly on the other side of the island, maybe 1.5 kilometers or so off the island, and it gearing a little bit further inside towards the island. That was also there. Had he come out, still would have been able to shoot at him. He ended up deciding to completely roll out of the island, and wasn't going to be able to turn far enough, fast enough. Plus, I think he wanted to dump torps, which also delayed his turn, and got him killed pretty quickly. In those situations, especially when you have the pre-radar set up and you know they're there, just sit. There's just no reason for you to come out against two healthy ships, and make a sacrifice that's not really going to help the team. I do think I had the opportunity to say this to Diamond, but in a situation like that, you can just wiggle yourself to where you can you can come out a little bit, turn slow, back into the island as far in the rear as possible, where you're flat almost, and then just turn out and away the other direction, if you can.